Hello and welcome back to the Preppy Podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. Today, as always, we have a great episode. I am interviewing Teddy from Rae of Light. You've seen me carry their clutches and handbags in the past, and I absolutely love how you can also personalize and customize them. You'll get to discover how Teddy started this brand actually when she was creating clutches for her bridesmaids and then turned it into a business when she was laid off, but then actually ended up selling the business, and it continues to grow with her still helping out and being a consultant for the brand. But it's just a really interesting interview, I think, because so many people I know that start a business or have a business, many of the people that I interviewed on this podcast have wondered about growing and selling a brand. So I think Teddy gives a lot of insight into that, which I find so helpful, as well as starting a brand, launching on Etsy. She shares a lot of helpful knowledge with that as well. But before we get into this week's episode, I want to throw out some reminders. The first being that we are doing a virtual Preppy Podcast meetup November 12th, where we're going to work with Cotton and Quill and make holiday or festive, like more fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas themed topiaries. With her instruction, you with your ticket also get the form that she has created for these topiaries. And of course, we're gonna chit chat, we're gonna hang out on a Zoom. I'm going to throw in some other preppy goodies for attendees. It's just a great thing to get us into the holiday spirit. So make sure to get those tickets ASAP, because I think we're only about 2 weeks away, honestly. So I want to make sure that everyone has time to get their forms and their packages for this. So go on to thepreppypodcast.com, or if you go to the Instagram at the Preppy Podcast, you'll see information there. And of course, you can always DM me, and I am happy to send you more information and a link as well for those tickets, because this is going to be so fun. And like I said, just a festive little fun get together virtually. And then shortly, I will also be putting up links and tickets for Camp Preppy retreats that are happening in 2026. But without further ado, let's get into this week's episode. All right. So why don't you let everyone know who you are, where you live, and what you do?
So my name is Teddy Lightman. I am based in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've lived here for 9 years, so a long time. I'm originally from Connecticut, but came here for my husband, and I've been here ever since. And I am the previous owner of Rae of Light Custom accessories and handbags, and now I have been doing consulting with fashion businesses and beyond.
Excellent. Well, I love talking with a fellow Philly girl. So this is going to be so amazing, because I have been a fan of your brand since last spring, I want to say, and the bags are just amazing. And I'm thrilled to learn more about you, and then getting into selling the business, because I know a lot of my clients, listeners, that's one of the goals for a lot of people. But let's start at the beginning. Tell me about you and your childhood. Like, were you always entrepreneurial and creative and into fashion, or what was childhood like?
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I was definitely artistic. I was a dancer. I loved doing like art classes, photography. I actually went to Syracuse University for art photography and also retail management. So on like the fashion side of things, I wanted to like sprinkle that in. So I had both like an art background and then also a like retail math fashion background. So kind of a little bit of everything. When I was in college, I interned at Saks Fifth Avenue in the buying office. I also was in PR. So really dipping my toes into the fashion world and the arts, and just really loved that world. I've never really been into like math or finance or any of those, which I know are so important. But that is just not me. I've always been very super visual and hands-on. Even in college, I always laugh. I took like a pottery class in college. Like it was one of my like like things that I had to check off on my list classes to do, and it was like a pottery class. And my husband still is like, I cannot believe you did that. Like you went to college and you took a pottery class, but that's what I was doing, and I loved it. And I honestly, I woke up every day and I was like, this is so much fun. So yeah, that's a little bit about my background. So I was at Saks and a PR company called LaForce and Stevens during college. I also was one of the original first like college reps for Rent the Runway, which was really fun.
Oh, wow. Okay.
A lot since then. Um, so I've done a lot in like the fashion world when I was like little, I guess.
I love that though. I am the same way. I feel like to do a job really well, you need to know all aspects of it. Like even me with PR, and I primarily work with a lot of lifestyle brands, but I think retail experience is so important. I think knowing how a garment's made and taking sewing classes, like you need to know all of that to be able to speak about a business or a brand so well, right?
Totally. And I worked in at clothing stores in high school. When it's actually really interesting. So when I graduated college, I got into the executive development program at Bloomingdale's, and the program has two sides to it. It has the buying side, which is like you're in the corporate office,
Mhm.
and then it also has the side of if they call it development, like customer experience manager, they call it. And of course, like a part of me was kind of bummed that I wasn't in the buying side, but I looked at it with a different perspective as like, wow, I could really learn a lot from this. It was about learning about customers and interacting with customers and being in the store. I was in 59th Street in New York City at Bloomingdale's. It was one of the hardest jobs I've had. Just like the hours were really challenging. I had to work on weekends. Um, and it was a lot working with customers, like in and out, like all different types of customers. But I feel like that was like my groundwork for where I am now, and it really helped me. And looking back, I loved that experience. It was great.
1,000%. I think everyone, no matter even if you're not in the fashion industry, I think you should work retail or work like in hospitality, like be a waitress or waiter. Those will give you such good life skills about dealing with customers and tough situations, really. So it sounds like that definitely laid the foundation. So what did you do then after, working at Bloomingdale's? Tell me kind of the journey from there to launching Ray of Light.
Yeah. So it's actually a very interesting story, which I think a lot of people will love to hear. So I was at Bloomingdale's, and then I went to Schutz Shoes. A lot of people call it Schutz. I was there. I was an account executive, and there I helped launch So Schutz is the number one footwear brand in all of Latin America. I helped them launch in the United States. So we basically blew up the brand from East Coast to West Coast, going to boutiques. I was on the road 24/7 with like huge suitcases, selling the shoes out of like a suitcase, going to the floor of like these boutiques. So it was a really fun hands-on experience. And when I was there, the business was doing great. And it was June of, don't quote me on this, maybe like 2017, 2018. And not just me, my entire team got laid off.
Wow.
And I remember it was 4 to 5 months before my wedding. And I remember I was commuting back and forth from New York to Philly while I was working at Shoots, and I was just like, what am I going to do? Like, this is kind of crazy. Like, what am I going to do with myself? I have to have my wedding. And I just kind of had a moment where I was feeling really stuck because I had this full-time job, and I also was planning my wedding at the same time. And I kind of took a step back and I was like, you know what? Let me just enjoy this time. Like, things happen for a reason. Let me enjoy this time, plan my wedding, and I'll go from there. So started planning my wedding, and I ended up creating this handbag, which I wish I had one here as an example, but I created a handbag with my bridesmaids' names on it. Didn't think anything of it. It was an acrylic handbag. It was cute. It was affordable. And I thought nothing more than that. I gifted it to my girls, made it really cute, wrapped it up, gave it to them. And I gave it to them and I started seeing DMs and texts coming through being like, oh my God, I love what you gave your bridesmaids. This is so creative, so cool. Can I get one for my mom? Can I get one for my sister? Can I get one? And I sat there for a second and I was like, do I really want to start taking orders on these? Like, do I really want to do this? Um, and then I ended up having my wedding. The wedding was great. The girls carried the bags. I went on my honeymoon and then I came back and I said, so what should I do next? And I ended up starting Ray of Light full time. And I remember the day, like I was in my apartment and I said, I guess I'll start an Instagram. And I took like a picture on my bed of the bags, like something very, very not, I mean, in this day and age, probably very organic, but like it was nothing professional. And that's how Ray of Light began.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I especially love that, after something horrible in some aspects happened to you, you get laid off and you're sitting there and and after a little bit, letting it soak in and being like, I'm just going to take a beat and what's meant to be will be meant to be. And that's literally what happened. Like it found you almost, right?
And I think also like a lot of people, if they get laid off, or maybe like they're just like, this job isn't for me and I'm just feeling like really out of sorts, or they're just not in the right place. Like, I understand like money and everything, but like there is something to be said about like taking a moment and just like taking a step back and being like, what do I want to do? And like, what is my next step? And it is okay to take a week break, a month break, and just kind of like figure that out. I'm super fortunate for my situation. I did get laid off and I got great compensation, but like it really helped me understand what I wanted to do next, and kind of what path I wanted to take, if I wanted to do more of a full-time job or if I wanted to start my own business, which was really interesting.
Yeah. And you probably would have maybe never dabbled in entrepreneurship had you been full time with the shoe brand, right? It kind of forced you in a way to try that out. Um, so I'm curious then, you have these bags that you made for your bridesmaids. What did they look like at that point? Like, were you physically making them yourself, like every step of it? And then how did you go from, okay, idea and this is kind of like a sample for lack of a better word to making it a business, right? Like what were those steps of getting product, setting up websites, getting new customers, that sort of thing?
Yeah. So once again, I started my Instagram. The bags were all made in China, with like a family owned factory who was like, honestly, like one of my best friends that we spoke to all the time. We became to have a really great relationship.
Okay.
Um, and it was all me. So it was about word of mouth. I was just spreading the word through Instagram, through friends, family. I did a lot of pop-up events. Everything was made overseas. So I was really like drawing everything out and sketching it. The website was like absolutely from like nothing. Like I just kind of built it from scratch with whatever I thought. But my life was like fully integrated in this business. Like I put 150% into it. And then it's so funny because looking back, our first holiday season, I thought everything was going to go smoothly. And since everything is overseas, it does take a lot of time. It takes,
Mhm.
usually project out 5 to 6 weeks, which I've learned over time to give myself some wiggle room. I must have thought that China and overseas shipment around the holidays takes quicker than it did. And when I tell you the first year, like the first Christmas holiday, we didn't get any of the goods in time.
Oh,
Nothing arrived on time. Everything was stuck in customs, all the above. So it honestly, it was a great learning experience, but that was like the start of my business. Like I had to like learn through these challenging moments and
mhm.
figure out how my business works and how it doesn't. And that
Yeah.
was something that I really learned, the hard way.
I feel like so many people listening right now who have brands and businesses can relate to that with all the delays in shipping and tariffs and everything. So, kind of how did you pivot from that the first year having that happen? Like, were you just taking pre-orders and doing pop-up shops with some samples? Like, what did you do to pivot there?
It was definitely very challenging. So everything on our end is custom. So it's single units. So once I placed the order, it gave me a little bit of time there. So it's honestly challenging if you think about it, because some people are like, oh, you're lucky you place the order and then you wait for it. But it's not one of those things that's like an instant gratification. So it's also a lot of customer service back and forth, talking to the customer, people following up. When am I getting my goods? So it's a lot of communication in that sense. I really worked to like go down the list of things that I can improve, not only with myself and customer service, but really with the business in terms of like the factory. Like, is the quality up to standards? Is the fonts that we were using on the bag what people wanted? Looking at that stuff. So I think it was a combination of just like going down the list of things that like were really important to me to make better in the business. That's kind of how I was able to fix it.
Yeah, that makes total sense. Now I know, you've achieved such greatness with the brand in terms of press placements or partnerships, or even I know you're sold on Anthropologie's site. So, any tips or stories relating to those, big moments for the brand?
Yeah, we have been fortunate enough to be on Anthropologie, Tucker Nook, Anthropologie Weddings. We were on Jill Martin's She Made It during COVID, which was an amazing segment about us, all about the brand. We've been on Good Morning America. We've been on Brides Magazine as the 2021 best-selling bridesmaids gift. So a lot of amazing press surrounding us, which has been so unbelievably rewarding. Um, the question was, sorry, what was
Like,
the?
any stories about maybe how you achieved those then? Like, any tips for someone wanting, to get some good press or to get on, these amazing websites to reach new
Yeah,
customers?
I think that at the end of the day, like really making new connections and talking to as many people as possible, even if you don't think they'll lead to anything.
Mhm.
I remember I would have tons of conversations with founders and new brands, and also touching different platforms. Our brand is on Etsy, our brand is on Shopify.
Oh,
But I actually got a lot of new customers through Etsy and then built my relationships with them off of the platform as well. So
wow.
um, I think that I would just say, like, get yourself out there, put yourself out there as much as possible, talk to as many people as possible, because you never know where it will lead to.
Mhm.
I feel that I've met so many people in the fashion industry by just like talking and going to events and meeting others.
No, that I think networking is key to success in any business, right? I like how you brought up Etsy because we do talk about Etsy a good bit on the podcast. I think some people that's how they start their brands and get them out there because Etsy is a great search engine. Like it really provides a lot of sales and customers. Obviously, the downside is they're taking a percent, and the other downside is like talking with the customer one on one, like getting their contact information. How have you, like, any tips for that then? Because I think that's what people struggle with once they're on Etsy. Eventually, they leave because they realize it's hard to keep, they can't get in touch with that customer again that easily.
I could not agree more with this. And it's funny, I illegally did something on Etsy a few times where I'm like, I would love to call you, or I would
Mhm.
love to, like, I don't know if they have the chat service anymore.
Okay.
One point a few years ago, you were able to message the person, even if they like
Mhm.
looked at your page. And I really, even if someone messages, well, not now, but like even if when someone messaged us, I would try to make a personal connection to them or say, like, what is this bag for? What are
Mhm.
you using it for? Are you getting it for a friend? Can I help you get a gift for someone else if you ever need assistance again. So I think that Etsy is such an amazing platform for new customers that
Mm-hmm.
are like looking for new products. Um, I think that the communication is definitely a challenging piece, but I would say stick with it. I think like stick with it. Also, it was very frustrating for me in the beginning. It's all about the algorithm, similar to Instagram. You have to continue to update it constantly. You have to update your pictures. You have to have videos. You have to be on top of your sales and shipping on time. It's definitely like a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
But if you stick with it, you will see a great return if your product is wanted on the platform.
Yeah. And I would say, thinking about selling on Etsy, I don't sell on Etsy, but if I did, maybe even encouraging those customers once they buy to like share it on social media, post about it on social media, and then you can like slide in their DMs that way and get in touch with them, right?
Totally, totally, definitely. I mean, I think that these are customers that are interested in your product. So at the end of the day, like you're entitled to their information or their contact information. And I personally, if I was looking on Etsy, I would love for someone to reach out to me and say like, "Hey, what are you looking for? I can help you with something," because maybe there's something you don't see in pictures. So I think it's
Mm-hmm.
great. Etsy's an amazing platform for so many things. And if you're a small business and you're like hesitant about it, do it. There's no reason not to.
Totally. So I know, you launched with bags for your wedding, but now the brand is so much more than that. Like I carry for events like a little white floral bag that I think is adorable, or a little cane woven acrylic clutch. So can you talk about expanding past bridal and into more like everyday or special occasion?
Definitely. So we started out with just customizable bags, different shapes, put your name on it, choose your colors. And then we had people who were interested in just like these immediate gifts, just like gift for a friend, gift for a housewarming, gift for a birthday present. So I decided with my fashion background to do more seasonal products. So we launched with totes. We did totes with like embroidery on it. We did some sweatshirts, a collaboration with sweatshirts. We actually did a fun collaboration with Emily in Paris, launching that and Yellowstone. So we just kind of we took it to the next level in terms of just bags, or just terms with acrylic bags. I'm sorry.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I think that like opened up to a new customer, maybe someone who doesn't go out on the weekends and want to wear something so fancy. They bought the tote from us because they loved that, or a beach bag, or we did a lot of baby gifts and stuff like that. So I think that helped us kind of broaden our customer base, which was really great.
I think that's so smart. Um, and then tell me about when it came time for you to move on and sell the business. What was the thought process there?
Yeah, it was definitely really challenging for me as Rae of Light was my baby. And I built the business from the ground up. I also want to note that I built the business with zero advertising and marketing. It was all organic marketing, which is very challenging to do. And not saying it was easy. It was definitely very, very, very hard, but I made sure to focus on what mattered most to me and the brand. So that was influencer marketing, UGC, word of mouth, in-person events, events in stores. So that was like my core of events and marketing. But in this world, 2025 that we're in now, or even 2024 last year, um, marketing is a lot more, and that's not what I specialized in. And I knew that this business had so much potential to be huge. So I was fortunate enough to find. I worked with a business broker, and I was able to find Nicole and Brent, who are based in Nashville. Nicole is unbelievable with operations and logistics, and also she's just so level-headed and calm, and is really, really, really smart. I work with her now, so that's why I'm saying that about her. And she also has a really great fashion eye. And I saw that when we originally chatted. I felt that the business was in really good hands when I passed it along to them. I'm still involved, and Nicole and I talk probably every day. Um, and but I was really happy with the decision, and I'm excited to see what what more there is to happen.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you got the business to the point as far as you could, and then you knew it was time because you needed extra help to take it to that next level, right?
Correct.
Um, so I think that's so smart. I think it's so great too that you're able to be involved with the brand still today. So what does your position with the brand look like today? And kind of also tell me about, your other projects today.
Yeah. So I have been consulting with Rae of Light probably for the last year. I took a few months off, and then I've been helping them just kind of using my knowledge with my other clients and what I'm seeing in the world and what really is clicking. Right now, we're really focusing on partnerships and collaborations, just because that's what's really relevant in the world today. I have been consulting with a bunch of different fashion brands, as well as some food brands, which I've never done food before, but it's a new outlet for me. But once again, I'm learning a lot from it because it's just so different, and it's a different way to market and advertise yourself through food and all that. But I help Ray of Light with both fashion, different ideas, Instagram, photography, a little bit of everything.
That's amazing. It sounds like you found a great, partnership there too, and get to remain part of the business. So tell me, in terms of Ray of Light, who would be your dream customer to have one of your bags? If you could pick anyone.
Hmm. We've had some pretty big ones already. Um, what? I
Any
would
celeb or blogger?
I would love for like Princess Kate or one of those people to wear it.
Mhm.
I just think that like our bags are so pretty, and I think that they would look amazing. Trying to think of who else.
She's a good one. I get Princess Kate a lot, and I could also see like Meghan Markle with it as well.
I also love like Reese Witherspoon. I think she's so great. So I would love her. Mindy Kaling, I think she's great. So one of those.
One of those, definitely. What about like a dream collaboration or partnerships? Any that's on your list still?
Um, we have something in the works that's really good for the spring, which is sports related. So that's not a
Ooh,
dream because that's happening, but that's really
okay.
exciting. Um, we also have been talking with Kendra Scott, which is a dream, I think, for both Nicole and I.
Mhm.
Um, their business is absolutely amazing, and they also reach a good group of like women that the age that we want to kind of target, like this new engaged bridal customer, which I think would be amazing. We also love Shack Fancy. So yeah, a few of those.
Those are great answers. Is there a resource that you can share with listeners in terms of whether it's a great book that you've read that's given you great advice, or a group you're part of, or a website you check every day for information? Like any resource that you'd recommend to people?
I have two things. I mean, I love Mel Robbins. I don't know if anyone listens to Mel Robbins, but she's great. I also think that people starting out maybe in the fashion world, I know this sounds like so basic in general, but like browse your favorite website of clothing every single day, look into the trends, see what's out there, see what like is going on. And I think that that can tell a story. These brands, I this is kind of a shout out to Shopbop, but like Shopbop is my like go-to site that I just go to and I scroll on it. I don't shop on it, but I like scroll. And it tells a story of like what's going on in the fashion world. Are people wearing suede? Are people wearing high boots, low boots? Is there a certain color that's trending? And that has really just helped me in my everyday. just understanding like what's going on. I'm not really like a WWD girl who like sits there and reads articles. I'm sure that's super helpful, but I find inspiration through images and pictures, and that's been really helpful for me.
Yeah. No, I agree. I used to subscribe to like the actual newspaper of WWD, and I felt so overwhelmed. I was constantly getting issues, and I'm like, I can't keep up.
I know. It's just like sometimes it's too much. And
Yeah.
like for me, I have two kids. I don't have time to like sit down and read so much. But if I can really look at something, even like the homepage that says like polka dots are in, like then
Yeah.
it just sticks in the back of my mind. And then when I'm working with a client or a customer or something like that, I can really reference it, which I think is great. And that's for people who are just maybe like in a rush and don't have a second in the morning, scrolling while you're eating breakfast or doing your hair, I think is really great.
Yeah, great advice there. If someone is just learning about your brand right now, first of all, what bag would you suggest to them? Like, what's a great jumping off point to the brand? And then what's your personal favorite right now?
So our best selling bag on the website is an acrylic customizable bag that you can build from head to toe with you could choose your color bag, you could choose your color font, your style font, and then any clasp that you'd like as well. I think it's really fun when people put their name. They could put a fun saying. We've had people put a fun nickname, like a granny or a grandma. They put like one of those fun names. We've had people put different sayings on there. Recently, we had someone get married in Texas and she put howdy or y'all on there. Like, I think there's so much that you can do to really show your personal character. I think that you can do something really, really fun.
Yep. I think that's a great one. And we kind of have been emailing about that too,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Designing a one for me. So it is super fun. But what about yours?
Overwhelming. It gets very overwhelming. Trust me, I get it. Like there's so many options. The options are truly endless. We also can do like a logo. So if there are any businesses listening, we can do like your business logo or we can do your company logo. So if you're going to an event or something fun, you can wear that and carry it around with you to promote yourself, which is really fun. My favorite bag right now is we have this crystal embellished bag. I love it with like small initials in the corner. It's sparkly, it's beautiful, and you can wear it to any special occasion.
Oh, definitely gonna have to check that one out. What would you say has been the greatest compliment you've ever received in terms of like your business, your brand, you as an entrepreneur? Like, what's a compliment you've received that you've really loved?
That's hard.
Or some you could like reposition it as like, what's your superpower almost even.
I have to say, tying it back to the whole Bloomingdale's experience that I had, I've been on several calls at all times of the day. I've been on a call at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've been on a call at 10 p.m. at night, taking large orders from customers in India to Canada to everywhere. And I have to say, I'm pretty good at customer service. I can definitely get frustrated at times. I have my moments where I'll hang up and I'll say to my husband, "Oh my God, I was going to get so frustrated." But I have to say, I think my customer service is pretty good. I think that I can really adapt to the person on the phone. I really have worked hard to like understand people's style and trends, and now in my personal world, I've been doing some styling myself and really just trying to adapt to the customer and learn more about them and like their life and asking them questions. When are you getting married? What are you wearing on your wedding day? What are the colors that you're using on in your bridal part? I mean, I just really immerse myself in the conversation. And I think that that's been like my biggest like secret tip that I've helped to grow in my business and help me with customer service.
I mean, that's a tremendous skill to have in any business. So I could totally see that. Um, any sneak peeks, anything that you're working on? I know you mentioned a collab in the spring that has to do with sports. Anything else you want to share or plug, as we get into the holiday season?
We are doing a very fun, I can say what sport it is, a very fun golf collab in I'm sorry, not September, in like January, February.
Okay.
We have a combination of totes and hard shell bags. We have some bag charms. So really fun. So if you're listening and you're a golf plant fan, stay tuned for that. It's a really good one. Um, and then I'm trying to think, we have some really good bags coming up. Like for spring, we're playing with different shapes and different icons. Icons have been huge recently. So we've done like, what did we do recently? We did a martini glass, and we've done um, different fruits, and we have coming for next summer, we have like a lobster bag with like, it's like navy with a lobster on it. So we have a lot of fun, amazing bags coming. So stay tuned. We're really excited, and I'm sure other partnerships as well, but I'm keeping that one quiet.
I cannot wait for this golf collab. I'm a golfer myself, and I'm really into bag charms right now. So
Good.
it
I
sounds
mean,
right up my
everyone
alley.
has to look cute on the golf course. I don't play, but it's like if you're a good player, then you need the outfit and the look to go with it. So
Even if you're a bad player, you need a cute outfit to make up for the fact.
so I think that if you aren't into golf, get your outfit going, get your bag, your accessories, and maybe it'll make you a better player.
Yes, 1,000%. So my final question is, where can people find you? Let them know the website handle, social media, all of that, so that they can shop, check out your bags, and support you.
Yeah, so our website's rayoflightcustom.com, super easy. And then our Instagram is at rayoflightcustom. We love when you DM us, you can email us. We also love customer photos. So if you're ever out with your friends, or if you ever take a picture and upload it to Instagram, make sure to tag us. We also have provided you guys listening code Preppy Podcast 15% off. So definitely use that on our website and have fun customizing. It's such a fun experience. I always say, like, grab your mom, grab your sister, grab a best friend, sit down, customize it together. It honestly makes a great Friday night, Saturday night activity. Eat some sushi and customize a bag. So, yeah, that's really it.
That sounds like a party. I am so there.
It's really fun. And then, of course, reach out to us if you have any questions.
Excellent. And that's Rae, Rae.
RAE. Correct.
Yes. Yeah. Just for listeners, in case they don't know. Well, Teddy, this was so fun. Thank you so much for being on the Preppy Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I loved this.
Thank you so much for listening to the Preppy Podcast. I hope this put a little prep in your step for the day. Please subscribe, rate, and review on wherever you listen to your podcast, and follow along with @the Preppy Podcast on social media.